War going on the books, can't escape from the cold of morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. Bet's gonna cover, bet's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
And a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Wednesday, October the 8th. And we're ready for exciting Major League Baseball action. We've got elimination games on tap in all four games here now. So we head into the action on Wednesday with early starts here at 3 Eastern and noon Pacific with our four big games here tonight, and as well as NHL day number 2 ready to go, ready to fire here. And there is also the WNBA game number 3 of the WNBA finals as well. And there's a little bit of NBA preseason and 2 college football games. Not the best games, but we've got some college football, so why not check it out here with the Sports Money Network and the Morning Steam. Thank you for joining me here on the show. Try to preview all these games, where to start, where to begin, where to end. I think you want to say hello to the folks in the chat coming in, and let's see who we got filing in. We've got Cash Kane here today, Nuke is here, and Andrew G is here. So hopefully things will pick up here and everyone will get interested in what we have to talk about here today. But we could talk about what happened yesterday in Major League Baseball and also the action yesterday in the first day of the NHL season. Hey, I had a pretty good day here on the Sports Money Network on the Morning Steam yesterday in the NHL. How about a clean sweep of the card? We had the under in Chicago and Florida to start the season here. We had the under in Pittsburgh and the Rangers on the show, and we had the Colorado Avalanche 3-0 yesterday here on the channel. All right, that's a way to start. That's how you want to start the NHL season. Hopefully you guys are on board with some winners as well. I knew that once we saw the gloves drop with about 3 minutes to go in the first period that the NHL season was on, and it was Florida winning but not covering that 290 line. Chicago actually got the puck line win there yesterday in the 3-2 win for the Panthers, and then Pittsburgh kept the Rangers off the scoreboard. I think it was an upset. The Rangers were 220 favorites there yesterday, and the total 3-0. I think 3-0 Pittsburgh won. I might have tuned out once they got that first empty netter, but they get another one there, 3-0 yesterday. And then the Kings were flat for sure against a team they always lose to. It seems like we had Colorado here, and they won 4-1, and now the Kings got to go on the road and play Las Vegas tonight. So that's a little tough sledding. Major League Baseball yesterday, the Seattle Mariners got the big win, 8-4 there over Detroit. Man, Seattle got off to a good start for sure, and they kind of pulled away there. Detroit had a little bit of a mild rally late in the game, but Seattle gets the win. They're up 2-1 right now over Detroit, trying to close in on that first American League Championship Series berth since 2001. Man, I can remember back where I was watching that series, actually. And man, just going, that was one of the most memorable series of my lifetime, that Seattle series there. And we'll see, though. They still have to get past these Detroit Tigers who, they're still at home here, at least for this one. we'll see what happens today. Also, yesterday, how about it? The New York Yankees became the teams trailing by more than 5 runs in a deciding game where they were facing elimination, had lost 38 straight games until the Yankees were able to break through last night with a 9-6 victory over Toronto. Toronto led this game big time, 6-1 behind Vladdy, who didn't have Vladdy as a prop in that game. The way he smashes Rodon, they got off to a big lead, and here comes the Yankees all of a sudden. Aaron Judge hits a big home run, and the Yankees go on to win this one 9-6. It was 6-6. The Yankees got 2 more runs and added another run to take the victory there. They were $1.50 favorites in the game, and Toronto came in with a lot of momentum and a lot of stats that maybe said that they could pull off a road upset, but the line was right. Basically, the move was right, at least, whether it was public or not. It went from maybe $1.48 or so up to $1.71. You had to pay such a tax. I couldn't do it. I mean, I still took the Blue Jays, but it was the Yankees getting the win there 9-6 yesterday in the American League Division Series. All 4 teams, all 4 games in action today, and we'll talk about it coming up. All right, we did have one winner yesterday, Chicago and Cleveland game to go over. We finally found a winner somewhere in the NBA preseason. I'm going to fire away today and take a swing at a few games here, probably not all of them, trying to see if I can get something going here in the NBA preseason. Can't wait for the regular season to get here. All right, say hello to a few more in the chat here right now. And get started. How about Joe Flacco? He's a Cincinnati Bengal with that trade. Odell Beckham trying to return to the NFL, but gets a 6-game PED suspension. He was trying to rehab, and sometimes players are trying to find the best way, time it a little bit there maybe, and didn't quite work out for Beckham. See who else is here in the chat. Thanks, you guys. Timothy Hawk, nice to see you. Jimmy, thank you for all of your support as well. Bobby Mack, thank you. Jimmy said, yep, we had it, right? We talked about those guys. We talked about Arosa Reina. How about J.P. Crawford yesterday as well were hot players. And, hey, I'll have a few hot players today as well for you to take a look at. Nuke said, Snyder, you just pulled Bieber too early. I mean, when you got Bieber in there, you went all that way to get him. And I don't think there's anything with his health anymore. I mean, I think he was fully equipped to go more, but he didn't. Man, come on, Jays. Did that change the complexion here? Of course, maybe it did, but it is still 2-1. Not total panic just yet, but got to win one on the road. Eric Acevedo, hello and good morning. And Blake is here today. All right. Hey, everyone, you can get more picks from me over at winnable.com/Ramon. Hey, I had a couple more tennis winners. I've been pretty hot on the tennis circuit here this week and finally found my stride in Wuhan. Got the Wuhan flu, and it's been good here this week with the plays. A couple more winners last night in tennis. We just closed out a few here moments ago with the matches Felix Auger-Aliassime. We had overnight over Musetti. I also had Xiao Zhang over Sorana Cristia for a winner there last night to go 2-0. And just moments ago, we scored rather easily with Yuan +5 games over Jasmine Paolini. It just ended moments ago, but Juan covered the game spread, and we went 3-0 on those tennis plays overnight, running a streak now to 9 straight. So hopefully you're subscribed with me over there at winnable.com/Ramon. And uh, also, we're going to have some more picks later on today from Major League Baseball, WNBA, NHL, and the like. Go over to winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% on those premium pick packages, those high volume packages, plays you can't get elsewhere. Right here with me. This is how you support me here on the channel when you subscribe over at winnable.com. It's just 50 cents a day. If you subscribe for 1 month at $19.95, use that promo code, takes 20% off. It's about $16. And 50 cents. You get more plays from me, more information from me, late breaking picks. Hopefully going to give you some free picks here on the show today. But if you want picks to arrive between 30 and 60 minutes to your device, this is how you go about it, by going to winnable.com/Ramon. And all the cool kids are doing it now, and I don't mind, because we're a team here at the Sports Money Network and bringing you great content, including last night. How about the Dana White Contender Series? It's tough to go on there. We really appreciate all of you folks that go on and check out that show. But you know what? It's not the most widely viewed show of the shows on the Sports Money Network. But I had a great time last night with the guys. We wish more people were watching. What a fun night of action, including that tremendous bout that we saw, the fight of the year, one of the best fights. Now, here's the thing. They were talking about how incredible the fight was there yesterday between Bogdan and Luna, right? And those guys were getting in there and mixed it up, and they both ended up getting contracts. You know what? Just going out and smashing each other doesn't necessarily make you a top-level fighter. And I'm going to start to question sometimes, now these guys deserved it. You go out there and do what they did. They got there. I'm talking about in general. You wonder sometimes if we aren't putting guys through for the wrong reasons. Now, that was an awesome fight, and it maybe was one of the fights of the year. It might have been the greatest fight of all time on the Contender Series, at least. But sometimes you got to have a little defense. You're in a fight, right? You got to have a little skill in there to not get all smashed up. And so I don't know. I think these guys sometimes they putting guys in there for the wrong reasons. But it's always my job to be the sarcastic guy and try to find the plug the holes in their product a little bit. But fun time last night, no doubt, with that card. I picked up an underdog play in there right yesterday with Luis Felipe Diaz over Hedrick with that middleweight bout. So we had a good time there. Hey, we do have this week action from UFC Brazil, and I want you to check us out over at the live tab here on the Sports Money Network. Check out VB MMA picks as we get ready for this weekend's coverage of UFC Brazil, UFC Rio, they tell me. And that main event this week, lightweights with Charles Oliveira and Matus Gamrot. A lightweight battle here. Oliveira, the Bronx, coming in off that main event loss to Ilya Topuria, who's obviously number one. He's the champ. And Gamrot comes in off a unanimous decision over Klein, kind of making his rise here if he can. He's 8-3 in the UFC. So you can check out the preview right now over at the live tab for UFC Brazil. And we had for our guest this week, Wiz MMA. Also, just wanted to note, I hope you do join us for that program on Saturday. One of the fighters, we had on VB MMA Picks, MMA fighter Michael Aswell on the show a few weeks ago to preview one of the cards that had one of his buddies on it. And this weekend, he will be in action. Looking forward to this one with Aswell ready to go. He's up against Lucas Oliveira in the fight card in Brazil this week. So hopefully you joined us and saw as well. I don't know if he's team sports money. He's on team BB, I think for sure, but he'll be in action. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him in his bout. And he's a favorite on Saturday night, minus $1.50. As remember, it's Brazil versus the world, and he's representing the United States down there in Brazil in that fight against Aswell. So I'm really looking forward to that portion of the card as well. All right, the comments are coming in. We're ready to come in here and try to get the show going here right now and see what kind of action we can drum up on this great card here today. Who else is here? Eric says it's raining in New York. Oh no, and we've only got a few hours here to get ready. Samedi, speaking of ready, Andrew G's got the Wuhan flu. And let's see here. Terrell here. Good morning. Were the Rangers drunk? I lost. I lost on the opening night of the NHL season on my sides for sure. But like I said, we did sweep those plays here on the show, so I'm ready to go. Chosen One is here as well, and Nuke says, how can you trust a rookie here at $1.85? Eric Acevedo likes the Dodgers and the Yankees. And Chosen One, he likes the under in Milwaukee and Chicago. And Elliot Jameson here today as well. Nice to have Elliot. All right, and Elliot's ready for some ECU. They're playing a weekday. We wish we had it tonight. We got Wednesday night football. Let's just say between our two games tonight, the four teams have a combined 5 wins. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Jimmy says, all right. He liked one of the guys there on the show. We've had some good guests on that show. And Eric's talking about, is the line too high in the WNBA game? Hey, everyone, you can get a chance to win those free picks from me just by commenting in the chat on our games here. Anyone who comments is eligible to win the free picks. So, hey, I mean, if you want 9 straight winners in tennis or whatever it is, it might have actually been, well, I think we had a loser. It's not 9 straight over the 3 days. I think we had a loser in there somewhere. Maybe it was on one of the days, and then we hit one time-wise. So we did have a loser on one of the days, but okay, just make a comment in the chat and you'll be eligible at the end of the show. All right, I think we're ready to go here right now. We can't wait any longer. I can't wait any longer. I'd love to talk a little more sports with you, but we want to preview these games and get rolling here on our coverage here today, especially with the baseball starting. Hey, you know what? Maybe I wish it was a little earlier. Kind of tricky here. Dealing with these games a little bit. They're going to overlap today, even though they're elimination games. I don't know if that's that cool, but here we go. First off, we're going to look at the Mariners taking on the Tigers. We just talked about the Mariners can still close it out after winning taking that 2-1 lead there yesterday with the big victory, and it will be Miller on the mound here in this one, and he'll be taking on Casey Mize, with the Mariners leading 2-0. Bryce Miller comes in with a 5.68 ERA. Casey Mize, a reasonable 3.85 ERA. Both guys with a batting average against in the 260 range, a little higher or so, and BABIP's up there near 300. These pitchers are combined 28 and 17 to the over this season, and going to have some guys here on Seattle with some advantages against Mize. Guys like Rosarena, guys like Polanco, guys like J-Rod might have an advantage here, it feels like, against Mize. I mean, the Mariners are smashing right now, no doubt about it. I mean, this offense has made them the legitimate contenders that they are. You almost could say because of the bumbling around now by Toronto and New York, Seattle's got a lot of momentum here right now, despite losing one of these games. So we'll go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one between Seattle and Toronto here. The Mariners, they didn't really hit that well in those first two games at home. They got one win, but Miller's been getting hit pretty hard right now. Mize has, like I said, been very reasonable here, but still kind of tough to back this Detroit team that's kind of been going south despite those clutch wins that they had. Just when they needed to win, they've been able to pull it off. Let's go to the chat a little bit, see if there's any moves here from you guys. Mariners and the under for Elliott. Timothy likes the Tigers here. All right, well, I hope that's not it, but if it is, it cover a few more. Let's see if anybody wants to get in on some of the action here. Seattle's won 15 of their last 20 games overall. They've been streaking against Detroit too, even though they lost that one game at home. Detroit still lost 13 of their last 18 games coming in. They have a massive 8-game losing streak at home. Detroit's gone under in 8 of their last 11 games coming in. D-Money likes Seattle. Jimmy likes Seattle. And Eric says Detroit needs to win them at home. It's not going to be ugly. I think that's what he said right there. I just don't trust Detroit right now. Like I said, I think in the end they will be eliminated. I don't know. There's definitely a little bit of an advantage here with Mize on the mound, but he does give up some numbers here to these guys for sure. As I said, see if we got him here. Rosa Reina's got those numbers pretty solid here. Double, a single and a double in 6 at-bats, but the splits would say that it is definitely in favor of a batter like a Rosa Reina going up here against Casey Mize. Tigers money line though for Robert. Let's pull off one more. Maybe the Tigers are slightly back here a little bit. Look, the matchup's okay for them against Miller just because of his numbers here. It feels like. I mean, Carpenter, Torres, Perez, Green. These guys have got to come through today. Nuke says the Tigers are done. Me too. I'm taking the Mariners here as my pick on the morning steam show. Give me Seattle to win here and close out Detroit tonight. We saw Raleigh in form as well. Man, that lineup is looking good. All right, Terrell says you got Scoobles about all they could manage here right now. So all right, let me punch in a few numbers over here. Make sure we don't miss anything on the old steam-o-meter. All right, give me Seattle in that one. Next up, Cubs are hosting the Brewers here with Priester on the mound, taking on Jameson Taillon. A funny thing happened to Priester getting in the game for the Milwaukee Brewers last time out. A little gamesmanship there with Milwaukee. And now they've got Priester rested and saved here for this game. For this Game 3 start, as the Brewers come in looking to close out the Cubs here tonight. Okay, trying to close out the Cubs here tonight. Brewers with that lead, 2-0 here, obviously. They got some guys who might be able to get something done here against Jameson Taillon. Looking at these numbers, Priester comes in with a 13-3 record. The Brewers are 17-7 with Priester here on the mound. These two pitchers are a combined 18 and 29 to the under this season. Priester has a 244 batting average against Tyone, a 104 whip, and 223 batting average against coming in. Milwaukee's won 4 of their last 6, but the Cubs have won 5 of their last 6 games at home. 12 of the last 16 meetings between these two teams here in Wrigley Field have gone under. Cubs and Milwaukee, however, have gone over in 8 of their last 11 meetings against one another. Milwaukee's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games on the road. Got a few guys with some decent numbers here in this game against each other. You got for Milwaukee here, Churio, 7 for 13 with a home run and 2 doubles against Tyone. Kristen Yelich, 13 for 37 with 2 home runs off of Tyone. Vaughn has a home run against Tyone as well. As far as the Cubs against Priester, got a couple guys here. PCA has a home run off of him. Nico Horner does too, and so does Suzuki, and so does Michael Busch. They've actually hit Priester somewhat hard here with these home runs. It's not been overwhelming for that lineup against him, but they have definitely played some long ball. The expected lineup here against Priester, batting .299 actually against him with those 4 home runs. See what you guys are saying in the chat about this one. Milwaukee and the Cubs today. Elliott's on the Brewers. Jimmy's on the Brewers as well. Chosen one likes the under. Eric is on the Cubs. There's Fernando. He's commenting here on a Milwaukee game. And Chosen one says the winds are blowing in. You know what that means. You can see it right there in the total. In fact, let's see if I might have. Yeah. Let me fix the total on the screen there. It's 6.5 over now. Fix that up. 6.5 over, maybe over 20. Looks like the most popular line here, but it has gone down. Imagine that, especially given what we said about some of the batters. For sure, definitely have a little bit of numbers against these guys. So, all right. See one more here. A few more. Eric's on the Cubs. Kripke's on the Cubs. Timothy's on the Cubs. Nuke is on the Cubs. So that Brewers, that's pretty. Well, Eric voted twice. But Jimmy and Elliott were Brewers. But then here came the Cubs action. Tyone numbers here from Terrell. He says 6 and 10 with a 3.33 in his career. But on August 19th, gave up 5 hits and 1 run. Nerfy for Eric. Roberts on the Cubs. There's Sean. He says no plays last night. Oh man, Sean, we just talked about it. I've definitely swept the board again last night, brother. Sorry, we'll check to see if there's not a technical glitch there. Hopefully, people were in on the tennis action that we sent out. Let's see what the viewership was on those. Oh yeah, look at I did blow it. Oh man, Sean, you're right. Here I am talking a bunch of shit and I didn't send it out to the right. Oh man. Thank you for saying that, brother. I just sat here and boasted about another sweep last night, and I only put it out for sale, and I didn't send it to the subs. What an idiot I am. Oh, man, that pisses me off now. Bad job, Ramon. Sorry to the subs. Damn. All right. Justin's here this morning. He likes Polanco. D-Money's on the Brewers. And Sean likes the over there in the game between Milwaukee and Chicago. Justin's got the Mariners over. He's also got Carpenter, and he's got some Yelich action. Dang, I'm mad now. I just put out those. No one bought them. I had FAA, I had Xiao Zhuang, and I had Yuan +5. Oh, man. God. Ugh. All right. I'm not going to fret. Here we go. I think that might be it for you guys in this one. I'm on the Chicago Cubs here tonight. Give me the Cubs in this one at home to get their first win in the series. Right, next up, got the Blue Jays here taking on the Yankees and Louis Varland. He's on the mound. Wait a minute. Louis Varland was just on the mound yesterday. He'll be back today. It's a Blue Jays got to piece this one together, it looks like, here in the pitching department today. Not a great situation here with the Yankees kind of mashing right now and looking like they are obviously back in it here right now in the lead. Blue Jays leading the series 2-1 here coming in. Louis Varland 4-4 record, just one start here as an opener, but 3.11 ERA, 1.9 WHIP, 246 batting average against. For Cam Schlittler here, 5-3, 15 starts, 2.67 ERA. The Yankees were 10-5 with Schlittler on the mound. He has a 213 batting average against, and obviously he's coming off the massive performance there, the record-setting performance last time out. It'd be hard to get even close to duplicating that. I mean, as good as he has been here for a rookie, it's not like he's coming in here, right, and doing that every game. That was it certainly wasn't an outlier. This kid's obviously got a little something for sure. But the Yankees are hot now, and all of a sudden the Blue Jays, neither bullpen is doing well at all. In fact, the numbers are atrocious for these two teams. Toronto has an 8.76 ERA in the postseason right now. The Yankees have, talk about the bullpen, the Yankees have a 6.47 ERA out of the bullpen so far. Now, do have some batters here with some pretty good numbers against the respective teams. You do have Vladdy here with some pretty decent numbers against Schlittler. He's 4 for 5 with 4 singles, but 4 for 5 for Vlad here. And Judge, some pretty strong numbers coming in against Louis Varland. Judge has 2 home runs in 5 at-bats against Varland. Stanton, also a home run off of Varland. Volpe is 2 for 3 with a home run off of Varland. So there's been some damage there a little bit. Let's go to the chat here, see if you guys have plays on this one between Toronto and New York today. Toronto still comes in, having won 6 of their last 7. The Yankees have won 10 of their last 11 at home, 11 of their last 14 overall. They've also beaten Toronto in 5 of their last 6 games at home, even though Toronto's had the upper hand in the series overall, 9 out of the last 13 because of those games back there in Toronto. So let's see, here comes some good morning too. Gary Ferenc in there. Justin likes the Blue Jays here. Nuke says it's hard to lay $1.85 with Schlittler. Maybe, Nuke, because, I mean, you know, if someone's just kind of getting into, I don't want to say it like this, we're talking about a full-on market here, but, you know, you see Schlittler come in here and rock in one start, and you're like, this guy's the greatest thing going here right now. And that's what Timothy Hawk says. He says, you got to back this hot pitcher here. And Jimmy likes the over in this one. Elliott, Yankees and over here. Nuke's got to take the Jays. Eric says Yankees over 4. Team total, is that right? I think they're in that one. Blue Jays over here for Justin. And Terrell says the Jays will go back to business. He said, you know, they got their one. They'll get their one win in that last game? I don't know. I see this as a bullpen game for Toronto, and Schlittler should be able to at least deal something here. Maybe he'll get shelled. I'm going to take Toronto on the run line at +1.5, but I don't know if they can get this win. Actually, I think the pitching advantage belongs to the Yankees because they have a legitimate starter in there that can at least. There's no way he'll duplicate that performance again. That was an outlier just because it was so off the charts. Here's Jimbo. He's going to join me here, I think, in this one. There's Textiles today. All right, you guys. So I'll take the Blue Jays on that +1.5 at the -135 here. I mean, this is a playoff game, and it's going to be a good one. So I'll go ahead and try the run line here with Toronto tonight. All right. And let's go now here to our next game here. Oh, no. Well, the Phillies are going to come in and take on the Dodgers tonight with Aaron Nola on the mound up against Yoshinobu Yamamoto. For Yamamoto here, he's got a 2.4 ERA. Nola's got a 6.01 ERA coming in. Oh, my goodness. How can that be here with these two? You got the Dodgers on a roll here, 2-0 lead. They're coming back home here and be a big favorite tonight, and probably end the Phillies' hopes and chances right now. But for Nola here, they are 7-10 when he pitches. These two pitchers are a combined 16 and 30 to the under, but it doesn't feel like right now. Man, the Dodgers seem to be crushing here at this point. For Yamamoto, he is 13-8. The Dodgers are 18-13 with Yamamoto on the mound here. He has a 182 batting average against this season. The Dodgers have won, just 9 straight, 6 of their last 7 at home. Phillies have still won 10 of their last 15 against the Dodgers overall, but feels like the momentum is switched here big time for this series. Phillies have gone under in 5 of their last 6. 11 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams in LA have gone over here. So I have a feeling this might go over despite maybe some, LA air here. Let's see what you guys got in the chat. Let's see here. Kripke on the Mariners there. Here's Justin. He likes Mookie in this one. Blue might be on the over here in the Dodger game. I am. I'm taking the over for sure here on the morning steam. I'm going over. Justin's got the over here. Kripke likes the Phillies to get in there and get one here. Robert likes the Dodgers first 5. Elliott is on the Dodgers. Phillies might be cooked. Send out Nola. Maybe he'll find the fountain of youth. Eric's got a nerfy in the Yankees game. Timothy Hawk says he can lay a run here with the Dodgers because Yamamoto's been so good. Nuke is not going to pass on a 150 dog in a postseason game. Jimmy says go over. And Eric's going to lay 2.5 with the Dodgers to smoke the maybe we know the Phillies are good. It's just a situation where maybe the air is out of the sails and that it'll be a blowout, says Eric. He likes the over as well. Hey everyone, hit this like button, like, share, subscribe here on the Sports Money Network. Eric also says Dodgers first half, Dodgers and Dodgers run line. Dodgers money line. If it's Dodger blue, Eric's in on the Dodgers. All right, I'm sure they'll sweep it. The Dodgers to win the World Series, of course. Boring. Of course, you could get Dave Roberts coming in there and screwing things up. That's got to be a hope for the Phillies as well. I think the Phillies, they might want to play a little strategy game, do some more bunting, moving runners across. Anything where the basics of the game get involved that Dave Roberts can screw up. hey, that would help the Phillies. I think that's where they need to go. All right. I'm half serious on that. All right, Eric says he cashed with the Toronto Blue Jays yesterday because of the early payout, and then all hell broke loose. All right, let's get into where are we going next? Let's go to the WNBA Finals tonight. Got to go here with Las Vegas taking on Phoenix tonight in Phoenix, and Phoenix is a favorite here. You guys pointed out, I think it's a little higher than this here right now, up to 4, even 4.5 in this one, and the total here is still hanging about 163 or so, with the Aces leading 2-0. But man, I think this is going to be a good series. I think the Aces have a pretty good team, but I think the Mercury do too. And the first game, you know what? It was close to a push. There may have been winners with the Mercury, plus 3.5 in that first game. But the second game, oops. So, all right, how are we going to do this? Second game was a blowout there.
Critical notice.
Pretty much, Las Vegas was able to crush those guys pretty good, and now we go to Phoenix here for this one, and I like Phoenix here actually to be able to get this one. Just hesitating a little bit now with this line move, but what are you going to do? I'm going to trust the move here actually in this one between Las Vegas and Phoenix here, and I'm going to take Phoenix. Hopefully Sabali is in there. I mean, I'm not necessarily going to have to wait for the news here, but Sabali does have an injury designation, I do believe, coming into this game. We want to watch out for an ankle injury, but I have serious probable here, so that's good news there. Let's see here. Might have a little bit of breaking news here. I think it's something we already knew, but I think it is creating some line movement here right now, as it has been ruled that Lamar Jackson is downgraded here to doubtful. We knew Lamar was going to have trouble making this lineup again here this week against the Rams. Looked like he was trying to get there, but obviously with the Rams favored by 7.5 and the line not really moving, it is maybe moving here to maybe a few 8s out there, might trickle in here this morning, but with the news kind of official here that Jackson is doubtful for this week's game, and we're seeing just a little bit of a movement there, even though it was a little bit anticipated so far that he would be out of the game. All right, we got some comments from the chat here on the WNBA tonight, and let's see what you guys have here in this one. All right. Justin's on Alyssa Thomas here. He also likes the Mercury in the first half, laying it here. Chosen's on the over in this one. And Justin says, give him the Mercury here. Mercury team total over. Sorry, Justin there. Kripke is on the Aces in this one. And Elliott says, I mean, the Aces have been on fire. They've covered this line against every opponent they're on. Good team here, though. Phoenix has been excellent here. And Robert likes the under in this one. After we saw a couple of overs there, but we're moving to Phoenix now. Irish King. Hey, we won all 3 plays here on the show. Jimmy's on the under here. And Ravens with a bye next week, says Terrell. That'll give them a chance. Blue's going to go with me on the Mercury here. Yeah, I'm doubling down on the Mercury here, actually, a little bit. Eric says he likes Toronto in the NHL. I'm going to get to that in just a moment. All right, give me the Mercury here in this one. All right, next up, we are going to go to the National Hockey League here tonight and take a look at the action with the Canadians here on the road in their season opener here in this one, taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs here, and Sam Montembeault in goal, going up against Anthony Stolarz. And Toronto's favored, $1.55. Total here looks like 6 under 15. My NHL notes here going. All right. So we got the Battle of Quebec here, the NHL's oldest rivalry, Montreal and Toronto. Expectations are high once again in Toronto. Maple Leafs going to be a top contender, certainly, if not the top team in the Atlantic Division. Montreal, they always are rebuilding, it seems like, just when they get things going in the season. And you want to say that maybe Toronto will, maybe Montreal can get back to the glory days, but they never do. So we'll see. These two teams obviously ended on different. Yeah, Toronto got buzzed out of there, but Montreal were struggling there late for sure. They never beat this team right now. I think they've lost 8 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams. Toronto's been able to club these guys. Montreal. I remember watching a Montreal-Toronto game way back in the day. My only trip to the old Montreal Forum. Went there one time, and Montreal lost 7-0. No, Montreal won 7-0, and there was a bunch of fights. That was back in the late 80s. I want to say it was 1988, 89. I'm trying to remember. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Montreal has lost 7 straight games here at Toronto. Stolarz draws the start. I don't know what you'd call him, a capable backup here, but he's asked to cover a lot of games here for Toronto, dating back to last season, of course. And when you got a potent forward group, you might be able to create a little bit of offensive pressure that keeps him a little bit safe back there for Montembeault here on the road. These two, like I said, they usually go under. I would think it would tonight as well. So far, easy for me to figure out. Unders are 3-0 so far this season after last night. See if you guys like anything in the chat here with Montreal and Toronto. And man, is it really $1.65 there on screen? Yeah, I think so. The sharp books are down here near $1.55, but you got the square books online up closer to $1.70. Pretty big number here, especially when teams aren't covering puck lines so far. These favorites, obviously after yesterday. Those two big favorites did not cover those puck lines. The Rangers didn't even win. Colorado covered their. They were basically in a pick'em last night. Here we go with some picks from you guys in the chat as we get rolling here with the NHL season. We already said Eric's on Toronto, but he's on Washington as well. Blue likes the over, I think, in this one. Justin likes the Habs here to pull it off. And Timothy says the Leafs have been rolling. They win every home opener here. Irish King likes Montreal on the money line. Nuke says, take Montreal. And thank you, Nuke. You're right. What am I saying? Sorry to those Ontarioites. Is that the right term there, Nuke?
Steam playing.
I meant to say, just the old type group of 6, the old teams there. All right, Robert's on the under here. Nuke says the Leafs are hurting to replace Mitch Marner. And then Blue talking about those last night there. Ontario. Thank you, Nuke. I don't want to disrespect my Canadian friends there. Like I said, I only been to Canada once. I went to a hockey game, so I did my job. All right, gang, here, Montreal and Toronto. I got to make my pick here, of course. I'm kind of following the script with you guys, I think, here in this one with Montreal tonight. I'm going to take Montreal at this price for sure. Give me the Habs here to do it over the Leafs today. All right, next up, you got the Bruins taking on the Caps. Got Swayman going up against Thompson here in this one. These teams open the new year with something to prove as both teams kind of faded for sure down the stretch. We know Washington was looking pretty strong there for a while, but they got knocked off, and Boston was a woeful down the stretch. And I don't know where these two teams Washington certainly could still look good, I would think, this season, but man, that'd be hard to duplicate such a great season, a good season that they had last year. Meanwhile, Boston's got to get this situation together here, it feels like. This matchup is pretty much leaned defensively over the last season or so. I think they've gone under here in 5 of the last 6 meetings. They've also gone under in 7 straight games at Washington between the two. I think Swayman might give them the edge in goal here. I know Thompson had that uncanny streak last year, it felt like, but certainly $1.80 here for Washington right now. I know we're disrespecting Boston here. They really got to get things going a little bit. Man, there was some sloppy finishes by these teams. They've got to tighten it up defensively, especially the Bruins. But this game still should have kind of a conservative tone, I would think. I just can't get off the fact that the goals were not coming here on the opening night of the season. Boston lost 13 of their last 16 games last season and also dropped 8 of their last 10 on the road. And Washington went out with a bit of a whimper. Let's go see what you guys have in the chat here in this one. And it's going to be blue on the Caps. Timothy likes the Caps, and he likes the Caps and Bruins under. Jimmy's on the Caps here. Nuke's got Obi to score here in this one. All right. And let's see here. Robert likes the over here at 5.5. And that might be it from you guys in the chat here. Another big favorite here. Does feel like the line's a little bit high. I mean, I'm not sure we're going to see the same Washington. We definitely need to see a little bit different club here, it feels like. Man, Washington should beat these guys, man. I'm going to take Washington on the puck line. I'm trying to talk myself into Boston here, but I'm going to lay the 1.5 actually with the Caps tonight. All right, next up, the Flames are taking on the Oilers. Got Dustin Wolf here, the young star, in goal, taking on the Oilers, and Skinner. Edmonton's dominated this series, of course. They've won 11 of the last 14 meetings between the two teams. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under coming into this one. For Wolf, for Calgary in general, that I know this is a battle of I know this is a province battle. I know that, Mook. So you'd think these two could have some fireworks here tonight, even though, like I said, 5 of the last 6 have gone under. Calgary got to come in optimistic with a decent preseason, I thought. And maybe the chemistry will be better here. A little bit of a new outlook here for Calgary, it feels like. Meanwhile, Edmonton, Still going to be one of the favorites here. It got their man signed late, but you knew it was going to get done. For Wolf, the promising 23-year-old goalie was so good in the AHL and has looked pretty good in his career so far, I think, with Calgary, considering his youth. But Skinner here, he can be a stable guy there for Edmonton. Yeah, we're hot and cold on him. It is what it is with Edmonton, right? As far as the trade-off for not the best goaltending, but you got that offensive firepower, and that could give him some confidence once he gets the lead, especially when you got the great combo of McDavid and Draisaitl. I mean, come on. Does feel like they play fast pace, but man, the series gets a little heated. The series gets a little rough and tumble, and then it turns into a little bit of a defensive situation, it feels like. So maybe the energy on opening night can peel this one over, but I don't know. At 6 goals here, kind of want to stay under because of what we've seen, especially now that it's juiced to the over a little bit. Let's see what you have in this one in the chat. Blue might be on the might have been the other game. This is a provincial battle. Robert's on the Flames here on the puck line. Robert likes the over as well. And Nuke says, volatility, right? Game 1, who knows? Want to see these teams out there. And Blue likes the under. Jimmy likes Edmonton. I'm going to take the under here in this one at 6 goals to open it up. We got one more with the Kings taking on the the Kings and the Kings. Well, the Kings and the Golden Knights. There we go. Fire the graphics man. Kings and Golden Knights here. The Kings, of course, played last night. Looked pretty flat there, and they lost to Colorado 4-1. They trailed 4-0. Really never looked good offensively in the game at all. Here after dropping that opener, now they play the second of a back-to-back against the willing, rested Golden Knights, a team that remains among the favorites. And my favorite, I think, here in the Western Conference right now. They look to start strong, I would guess, with Aiden Hill. He had one of the best save percentages, obviously, in the league last year, and I think he's kind of a stabilizing force in there for Vegas, and with LA having to play. It's not a far trip, obviously, but remember, that was the late game last night. It feels like I went to bed after that game, and here we are talking about it here this morning. Now, the under has often held true in this matchup, despite maybe the reputation of these teams, I guess. For the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over coming in. LA's actually won 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. See what you guys have tonight with the LA taking on the Golden Knights here in Vegas. Going to the chat. And it's going to be Washington money line for Irish King. Timothy says parlay Edmonton and Vegas. That'll get you down to $1.18. And Nuke says Mitch Marner to get that goal here today on the Nuke. Okay, Blues on the Knights on the puck line. Jimbo likes the over in this one. All right. I got to respect that total here right now. It is currently 6 flat, maybe 6 under here, it feels like right now. LA was flat there yesterday scoring. I don't know if they can get any scoring done here. I got to go under in this one with LA, and Vegas Strip Key likes the Kings. All right. Well, I guess that's going to do it here for the NHL. 4 good games again tonight. Keep us busy. Make sure you join Sean Fox here tonight for the betting throwdown. If you're out there, Sean, I know with the big WNBA game tonight and some hockey action as well, Major League Baseball, some college football. Should be a great show tonight. Blue says, are we taking the Mariners or the Tigers? I wonder if Blue's behind us there for by about an hour. All right, let's move on here now, and going to take a look at some college football tonight with Missouri State taking on Middle Tennessee here in this one. Man, sorry to bother you guys here with my college football preview, but I'm going to look at a couple of games here on Wednesday night. We got a couple of games for sure. But the thing is, we got 5 teams here, and we got or 4 teams here. We got 5 games between them. Missouri State, maybe they've shown some improvement this season with a 2-3 record, competitive in those non-conference games for the most part. They've been certainly dependable against the number, having covered 6 of their last 9, dating back to last season. They've also gone under in 4 of their last 4 of the 5 games so far this season. But man, remember they couldn't win a game for a while there, Missouri State. How are you going to trust them on the road? Well, maybe against Middle Tennessee you could. Middle Tennessee hasn't been much better. Long term, Missouri State has been a disaster, particularly on the road. I mean, they have one win in 3 or 4 seasons, and now here they are kind of favored. Middle Tennessee, I mean, they haven't been much better with this 1-4 start, and I think they've covered one of their last. Oh man, Medvedev's having another blow up over here. I love him, Medvedev. It's so entertaining. I mean, can you be a bigger loser? He did win the first set over Lerner Tien, but and at home, Middle Tennessee doesn't cover anything either. How are you going to trust this team other than maybe the fact that they're getting points here? Why is Missouri State favored? Is it maybe because they have 2 wins compared to everybody else's 1 win this season? So stock still here. You got to wonder, but what are you going to do? I mean, this total here was 54, down to 50 right now. These teams can't score any points, can they? Maybe there will be some bad defense, but God, man, what a terrible matchup this game is. Given Middle Tennessee struggles at home, but Missouri State's, maybe they have a little bit of they covered some of those games that they lost because they were getting so many points, but who wants to lay it when you got such bad? Remember, Middle used to be okay. And in fact, maybe at some point they were overrated too in some of those games, and their fortunes kind of turned a little bit, and maybe the markets just didn't catch up with them, I felt like. So, all right, let's see. Ready Cementi's going to be a season of unders in the NHL, unders and dogs. Jermaine likes the under here in this one. Robert's going to take Middle, of course. I mean, here at plus take him on the money line. I'll take the points is what I'll do, and Robert's going to take the money line, so that's pretty good. I'm going to try Middle Tennessee. But hey, we love some Wednesday night football. I mean, we're handicappers. Better figure it out. Cinna figured it out. All right, and I got one more to look at here. I don't know if it's any a better game certainly on paper than the last one, but these 2 teams haven't looked too good either. Oh, good thing it's a Wednesday night football here. But let's get into it with these 2 teams a little bit, with Liberty on the road taking on UTEP here on Wednesday night. For Liberty, they come in 1-4. They're 0-1 in conference play. All 4 of their losses have been to FBS teams, and they've lost them all by double digits so far. Liberty last 2 games, giving up over 200 rushing yards in both games coming in. They have a veteran quarterback that came in from Coastal Carolina, but Liberty just 1-6 against the spread their last 7 games as a road favorite. Also 3-9 ATS in their last 12 conference games for the Flames. As good as their program's been, maybe they've been overrated somewhat, it feels like. For Coach Chadwell, 11-14 is a road favorite. I don't even know if they are favored. And yeah, they're still favored by 1. We'll see, man, the way this is moving. Maybe it could move to a pick 'em. It feels like UTEP has taken the action here. The total has also gone, it's at 47 right now, maybe even 46.5. Going a little bit lower here so far. Liberty's last 3 games have stayed under the total. Liberty also just 5-11 against the spread their last 16 games off of a loss. For the Miners, they're in the same situation. They've gone 0-4 against FBS teams, allowing 30 points per game, and they aren't producing much offense either. They've been held to under 300 yards in all 4 of those games. They do have Watson at quarterback, but so far just 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions for Watson. UTEP 10-7 against the spread their last 17 conference games, but 4-7 ATS coming in off of a loss. UTEP did outgain Monroe, but lost 31-25. I don't know if that's a comparable game, but I'm trying to find some positives here for these teams. UTEP's gone under in 3 of their 4 FBS games so far. Now, Liberty has clubbed UTEP in each of the last 2 years, 42-28 and 28-10. The Flames outrushed UTEP in those 2 games, 620-141. But the Miners did get the money in both of those games. It should be noted. Actually, Conference USA teams are 5-2 at home in the games so far this season. I got to go under in this one with Liberty and UTEP at 40. I'll call it 46.5. I'm not getting the best of this one, but I've got the under. All right, let's see if there's anything here in football. Robert likes UTEP here at home. Eric likes Edmonton in hockey, and he likes Vegas in hockey. Thank you to Blue today. And Kripke likes UTEP. That might be it for the college football here today. And I've got a few games I've looked at here in the NBA preseason. We've won a game there finally, so I'm not ready to go premium or even VIP. We're just going to play some games on the show here and take a few whacks in the NBA preseason here today. Here come the plays right now. Just going to cover the ones I think. We'll look at all the lines here today, let you know the games that are going on. The Spurs are taking on the Heat in this one. The Spurs are favored by 1.5. The total here is 219. In fact, the Heat are now favored in this game. Let me reverse it. Might be getting some, early lineup or early inclination here about what's going to happen in this game. But certainly right now, the Heat, I'm going to call them 1.5 point favorites. And the total, about 219 or so, I'd say. And I'm actually going to go over in this one. Saw a couple of big-time overs there yesterday, but I will go over as my play in this one between San Antonio and Miami. UTEP for Jimbo back in that one. And Acevedo's, I think he's saying UTEP money line. All right, I'm cruising along here, making some plays in the NBA preseason. The Celtics are at the Grizzlies. The Celtics are favored by 2. Celtics are team probably not taking too much preseason too seriously, but the Grizzlies are really decimated early on with injuries, at least trying to get healthy and ready for the season. So does look like a move on the Celtics. And I don't know if they're the most popular usually in the preseason, just given the fact that, we know where they stand anyway and where they are, they're headed for Memphis. We don't know how much they can improve. They better get improving here, but I'm going to go over in this one, the massive number at 231.5. Give me the over here with the Celtics and the Grizz. All right, another one here between the Utah Jazz and the Houston Rockets. Now, usually when you see a line like this in the preseason, it might look juicy, but man, usually when you see something like this, it's usually you just you don't bet it is probably what I should be saying here. But with Utah and Houston today, and what Utah is expected to be trucking out there now, Houston hasn't been putting out their best lineup either, so nobody's going to be wanting to probably take them laying the points, but might be the way to go. I'm just going to skip this one, but check that one out. 11 and 223.5. Maybe we'll have something later. Let's see what those lineups look like. That's one thing you got to do a little bit. Wait there. Justin's with me on the over with that Memphis. And I think Eric's saying go ahead and lay it. I think he's saying lay it with Houston. Raptors and the Kings. I got the under here in this one with this one's better updated here. I think it's down to about 225 actually with the Kings favored. And I've got the under tonight here with Toronto and Sacramento. And one other game tonight here with Portland and Golden State. I don't quite have anything here in this one right now, but the Warriors are a 9 point. I'll call it 8. I think it's down to 8 here right now. The Warriors and the total 219.5 late game in the NBA. And I got 3 plays here trying to get something done. I want to thank everyone for joining me here on the Morning Steam. Be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 Pacific with more sports betting coverage. Of course, on Thursday night, we've got Thursday Night Football, and we'll have our live companion stream in conjunction with Razor Sharp Picks, and why not? We got the Eagles taking on the Giants tomorrow, and 4 college football games to look at as well, including Major League Baseball, NHL, and more. Should be a good show. Want to thank everyone here. We'll look at the algorithm. We'll run the commercial, and then we'll come back with the drawing as well. You can get more plays from me if I forget. Really apologize, guys, there. And, man, I had a winning tennis card, and I didn't put the right button who to send it out to. So can't take any victory lap in that one. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off the premium pick package when you subscribe for 1 month at $19.95. You're going to be charged 50 cents per day, basically, when you use that promo code STEAM at checkout. Get more plays from me, my high-volume selections, plays you can't get anywhere when you subscribe over at winnable.com/Ramon. All right. And let me take a look at the algorithm here and see who the best chatters were actually today. Eric Acevedo's number 1, Nuke's number 2, Bobby Max number 3, Andrew G number 4, Terrell number 5, Timothy Hawk number 6, D Money number 7, Blue number 8, Jimmy Lambo number 9, and Justin is number 10. Appreciate you guys.
It's your boy, Mikey Money. I'm inviting you to join the Sports Money crew on Winnable. Get all of our premium best bet selections.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays sent straight to your phone right when you need them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, let's see who will win 1 month subscription to my plays. Woo! It's a $19.95 value. All right, here we go. Jimmy, Blue, Eric, Justin, Jimbo, Reddy, Samedi, Nuke Worker, Blue, and the winner is Cash Kane. Cash Kane. Great contributions from Cash. Great contributions from everyone in the chat. Really appreciate everyone here for joining me on the show. Make sure you join Mikey Money here tonight for pre-gaming. Mikey will have, where am I? Mikey will have the prime time action. He'll have plenty to talk about here with Major League Baseball, with late NHL action tonight as well. Maybe a little bit of that WNBA. Mike's got you covered here on pre-gaming at 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 Pacific. And then Sean Fox joins you for the betting throwdown here on Wednesday nights. And really appreciate what he's been doing with us so far as well. All right, it's going to do it here for the morning steam. Be back tomorrow. Really appreciate everyone in the chat. And let's have a winning day for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott.
Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.